Hi and welcome to Bowen Technique from historic St Andrews in Scotland. A beautiful day here, a beautiful autumn day. Today I'm going to talk to you about Latissimus Dorsi, the lat, and what it is, where it is, why we work it and how we work it from our Bowen perspective. It's a lovely muscle, and it's very long, it's very broad. People talk about sartorius being a long muscle, but also Latissimus Dorsi is covering the whole of the back from the upper arm to the lower back and attaching fascially down to the sacrum. So from the perspective of understanding that our upper body is connected to our lower body, the latissimus is a really good place to start. It seems to act as a stabilizer for this full extension of the back, and it's also involved in the abduction of the arms and the shoulders. It's an important area for us to work when we're thinking about shoulder problems or restrictions as far as shoulder is concerned, both for forwards and backwards, but also elevation of the shoulder and therefore the neck as well. The other aspect to think about as far as Latissimus Dorsi is concerned is a very important part of the respiratory process. So Latissimus Dorsi is an accessory muscle of respiration. It adds on to our respiratory process. It allows us to fill our chest up, so it helps us to expand this thoracic cavity and get space into it. Lots of variations as far as lat is concerned in terms of its breadth of it. It's kind of like a swimmer's muscle. If you look at this sort of triangle that you'll see on swimmers' upper bodies, then you'll see a very defined lat, also on climbers as well. And bands of it can sometimes be stretching themselves around, all the way around into the front of the chest as well. Fascially, it's connected to serratus anterior, serratus posterior. It blends across into the fascia, sometimes the trapezius. I've seen it on a few times. So there's lots of variations to Latissimus Dorsi, but it's a nice place to start to understand the importance, particularly, as I said, of the sacrum. The sacrum, which we'll talk about another time, is covered in this thoracolumbar fascia up into the lower back as well, and this is what I kind of refer to as the biomechanical fuse box for the whole of the body. Pretty much all your major muscles can trace themselves down into this thoracolumbar fascia in very short leaps, one or two for the most part for the whole body, and this is an area under a huge amount of tension, a huge amount of pressure, but the lat's a good place to start with it. So enjoy, and please press like, subscribe, and do all the things, as I say, you're supposed to do on YouTube. And any requests that you've got for any other videos, and please let me know. If there's anything you want to see, or there's anything you want to go over, or a location that you want to send me to, then let me know and we'll look at it. Okay, enjoy. So Latissimus Dorsi, we're going to look at it, where it is and how we're going to find it, and we're going to look at the move and what we're going to do with it. It's fairly straightforward, but it is a really nice structure to get if you get it right. So Latissimus Dorsi is coming off the inside of the humerus, and it's reaching its way down through the back and across the underside of the inferior angle, the lower angle of the shoulder blade. And as it comes down, it sort of spreads itself out and attaches itself somewhere along the lower back. It varies in terms of where it goes down to, but it comes into a big strong fascial connection through the lower back and into the sacrum. So this is the beauty of Latissimus Dorsi, if we get it right, that we're dealing with both a strong fascial attachment through the sacrum, but also a strong fascial attachment round through the humerus and into the pectoralis. So it's a big deal in relation to getting it. The bottom edge of the shoulder blade is here, and if we understand that the muscles that are coming down to the shoulder blade are teres minor and teres major and teres minor, and that the Latissimus Dorsi is going to be referenced from the inferior angle, then anything we feel from the inferior angle is going to be Latissimus Dorsi. What we have to make sure of is that we're not starting too far underneath Latissimus Dorsi as a starting point, otherwise we end up with this cushion of tissue that stops us from getting the move itself. If we're taking this as a coronal line, the sort of the line between the front and the back of the body, we want to start just posterior, just behind that coronal line. So our thumbs are going to find a level with the bottom edge of the scap, just above the coronal line, and draw the skin slack down underneath it. We don't want to be too pressurized when we do this, because the Latissimus dorsi in this position is quite flaccid, is quite soft. So if we put too much pressure on, we just push it out of the way and we feel nothing. If we want to, we can pick this tissue up and we can feel like a little sausage underneath here, and we know that's going to be Latissimus dorsi, possibly a little bit of serratus anterior as well. So from here, underneath, tucked underneath, and we gently tuck underneath the edge of the Latissimus dorsi, and then we can make a rolling forward type movement with our hands in order to be able to feel this latissimus moving anteriorly underneath our thumbs. If we're feeling that we're not able to get this because it's too soft, perhaps we also have quite a lot of tissue. Sometimes we have a lot of tissue. We haven't got a lot of adipose in here, but sometimes the back of breast tissue can sweep around into here. But if you just lift the arm up ever so slightly, it's a little bit of a cheat. Still check the bottom edge of the scapula. There's our coronal line slightly above it. Coming underneath it, we just get a little bit more definition as we put the tension of Latissimus dorsi in through the underside of the arm. But just bringing the arm out can help us a little bit. If we need to, we can move bra tissue, bra down as well. I always try and avoid taking bras off. There's no need for it under any circumstances, and so therefore I can make this move quite happily without having to take bra. But I might need to move the bra down or move the tissue down in order to get hold of it.